we're kind of like old farts, right? Um, the telephones used to have like a dial, and they used to be actually plugged into a wall, or they didn't work.
Oh, over the weekend we went to an antique mall here in Orange, and my daughter had never been in there, and she's really into kind of retro clothing right now.
Yeah,
And she saw there was a booth of all old phones and old record players and things like that, and it had a dial phone, and she's like, "How does this work?" And she's
yeah.
playing with a dial.
She's like it's not working. This is
Yeah, it took her a moment to realize you actually have to physically. I said, and see, some phone numbers take a long time to dial because you have to wait for the dial to go all the way back.
Yeah, yeah,
949, our area code here would be a much longer one than like a 212.
yeah. And so, I talked to my Greek, he's kind of the head of the whole Greek thing, and he's like, well, there's two main reasons why people misinterpret stuff. One is they just don't know. They just don't know the facts, right? They just make stuff up in their head and it's just not even close to being true. That's a big problem. And then the second problem is that it's just a culture. They just see things through a different culture. I mean, if you're living in first century Rome or Greece, I mean, you think about things differently than we live right now. I mean, you just certain things would make sense that don't make sense to us, and things that make sense to us wouldn't make sense to them. So they've got this cultural difference as well too. So if you want to properly try to get as close as you can to interpreting, to getting the truth, or I used a word called exegesis when we said draw out truth that the original author meant. You've got to understand the culture, and you've got to sort of step into their shoes and their glasses to understand the world according to their eyes and not ours, right? So it's just certain things just would not make sense to us. And so there's always risk of getting things wrong when you translate. So I thought, well, at least what I do is I'll go at least back to the original language and take one of those obstacles away. And
Okay.
so now I got to learn the words, I got to learn the meanings of the words, and then I had to have to understand the culture. Yeah, there's a lot of potential to get things incorrect.